I don't know. I think I'm live. I'm gonna tweet it and slate. Oh, I'm totally live. I'm gonna tweet it. Ew, I hate hearing myself. Shut up. Guys, I just got back from Vegas. Okay, so Kory is here. He's putting away groceries. We just went to the grocery store. We've been eating actual trash for the last month. So we went and bought a bunch of healthy food to try to fix. Wait, is my internet not working? Ugh. I feel like my internet's not working. My internet is so slow. I don't know how to get fast. I've tried everything to get faster internet. As a YouTuber, I feel like I should have really fast internet, and I don't. Okay. You guys just tweet me right now and tell me if Ballinger is cute said, is Colina's late? And she's going to say, is this working in the beginning of the live stream? And I definitely did. You guys know me so well. It's working. No one's, Rama said it's so glitchy. Is it super glitchy, y'all? Okay, so we're going to watch episode 4 together. It's been a while since I did one of these. My internet is so bad. So if for those of you who've never been to one of these things before, what I do is I watch an episode of the show and you guys watch it with me, and then I'll pause it and tell you all the secrets from behind the scenes from when we shot the episode, and it's super boring and fun. Get your Netflix ready, y'all. So go to Netflix and go to Haters Back Off, which is what I'm doing. Go to the episodes. We're doing episode 4. So I've already done episodes 1 through 3. So now we're going to do episode 4. I'm excited. I love doing these. And you guys can ask me questions. Oh, wait. I need to start it over. So you guys can ask me questions on Twitter. I'll periodically go on Twitter and check, see what you guys are saying and asking about with the episode. Kory, got to get over here. Kory's in this episode. You have to come be in this.
There's screw that needs to be recruited.
Oh.
I'll be in here, no worries.
Okay. All right, so I'll get started. Kory's not in the episode till near the end anyway, but he knows a lot. He knows everything. He was on set every single day of the show, so he knows all the secrets too. So I feel like he'd be good at reminding me of funny stories and stuff from on set. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. You guys want a hashtag? I never know. You can pick a hashtag. Someone's eating corn dogs and they are ready. You sent me a picture of your corn dogs and I'm so jealous. Abby, you are eating 3 corn dogs. I'm so jealous. Okay, everyone's saying where's Kory and what's the hashtag? The hashtag is hashtag Kory and drag. Okay, so what you're gonna do? Go to Netflix, cue it up to episode 4 of Haters Back Off, and I'm gonna mute it on my side so you guys don't hear an echo of mine while you're watching yours. And we're gonna push play, and I'll tell you when to pause. It'll be fun stuff. I feel out of it. I'm so tired, guys. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm gonna push play. We're gonna watch Haters Back Off, episode 4. I'm so excited. Push play right now. Mine's loading, so yours is probably gonna go faster than mine. Okay, so just started. Netflix. Bum-bum. Okay, right away. So the video, it's Miranda like trying to fiddle with the camera, and I am definitely laughing. I remember we used this take, and I don't know why, because I used my forehead in front of the lens light because I was laughing so hard at everything Steve was saying. So that entire shot, I am definitely laughing. I don't even remember what this, I feel like I haven't watched this episode in so long. Oh, this video is based on an actual video. Oh, Keith just walked in. That hat on the door is my actual hat. I'm trying to think of any, I feel like I'm so out of practice. I was doing these like 1, 2, and 3. I feel like I did so close together that now I don't remember how I did this. I don't have anything interesting to say. Emily's reading her book. Kory, help me.
What's up?
I need help thinking of funny things from shooting this stuff.
This scene?
This scene, of all scenes. I have nothing interesting to say. I'm just like, I haven't seen this in so long. I'm just like watching it. Let me think. The streamers behind Uncle Jim. I saw someone asking about, there's a picture that is out of us. I'm gonna push pause. Sorry, y'all, I'm being so annoying. 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is already the worst one I've done. Usually I've like, of all these things I wanna say and I have nothing to say. So behind Uncle Jim and me in that shot, you see like a happy birthday streamer on the wall. That, I love the story of that because we needed pictures to put around the house on set. So shooting, the cast got together and it was the first time I saw everyone in costume. And we took pictures of like Christmas morning and like a birthday party. And a lot of you guys were asking me why there's a picture of like Miranda's birthday. And that is, there's no scene with that. There's no story behind it. It's just they needed pictures to put around the house and picture frames and stuff. And so, but that they put up a happy birthday streamer for that photo shoot. And then they were just like, man, we can just leave it up. Because that's what's so fun about our set is like, you could like throw trash on the ground and be like, okay, it's just gonna stay. And so the happy birthday streamer on the walls from that photo shoot, we just never took it down. I really want to hear what he's saying. I think it's time we had a family meeting. Originally, this was all one scene. See how it cuts and then we're sitting on the couch? The director, Todd, wanted it to be 2 separate scenes. And we decided, I think, that day to make it like 2 separate scenes because originally it was all just supposed to take place with all of us standing. So all this like family meeting time, Keith is gonna have something to say. That was all improv because we needed to figure out a way to start this second version of the scene. Is this the most boring thing you've ever seen in your life? I have nothing to say about this scene. Can you think of any funny stories from this day on set, Kory? I can't think of anything.
Which one?
The day we're all sitting on the couch having the family meeting.
It took really long.
It did take really long. I do remember that. Look how bloodshot my eyes are. I look so tired. Well, here's a funny story. I paused it. Oh, I didn't tell you when I started. I suck at this. Pause at 2:33. So cue your things up to 2:33. So there's a fireplace in Miranda's house. This isn't something I've told you guys yet. I fought so hard against that fireplace. Our set designers were incredible and amazing and so talented. Obviously, the house is like awesome and I love it so much. And they were like, we really want you to have a fireplace in the house. And I was like, no way. Miranda would never have a fireplace. A fireplace is for people who have money and her family doesn't have money. And I fought against it for months. And finally, I caved. And how they got me to cave is they said, it will not look like a fireplace. We will never use it as a fireplace. And I was like, still no fireplace. And they're like, what if we fill it with junk? And I was like, we can have a fireplace. So it was like last minute, like even when I got to set and I saw the fireplace, they hadn't put all the props in the house yet. So it was just like the layout of the house. And I saw the fireplace and I was like, no, I let you try the fireplace. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good. It looks too nice. So no fireplace, please. And they were like, just let us put stuff in it and see how it looks. And they filled it with like magazines and trash. And then after they filled it with stuff, it made me laugh. And I was like, okay, you can keep the fireplace. And I think it looks amazing. So just goes to show that I should trust the other people every once in a while. I should have trusted our set designers from the beginning.
A lot of times this clutter is like organized clutter. They would have like, sometimes you just like stuff weird junk in different places and Kory would be like, that clutter doesn't make sense. Like magazines should be here and like porcelain figurines should be over here and like.
Yeah, I was very picky about the clutter.
It was not picky, just very thoughtful, and it like made sense, I feel like.
I'm trying to think of specific examples. Yeah, okay, so like the bookshelf, I'm paused at 2:33. So the bookshelf up against the wall, right on the far left side of the screen, you can see a VCRs, or VHS tapes. Oh my God, my brain. VHS tapes and like books and stuff. Originally it was like the top one was all magazines and they were kind of stuffed in there, but it was all magazines. And the next one down was all books. And I was like, it shouldn't just be all one thing. I know it's in here messy and they're old and dirty, but like this should be like it should be a bunch of different stuff. And so they like put more stuff in each shelf, and I'd be like, and more trash. Like, we need more trash. Or like, you know, when you open up a letter, and you're like, what do I do with this envelope? And you like shove it in a shelf. Like, I remember saying that to Richard and Linda. They're like, no, we don't know what you're talking about. Because like normal people don't do that. And I was like, oh, that's what I do. Like, I open up a letter and then I shove the envelope.
Everyone does that. Come on.
I know, please. Okay, I'm pushing play right now. 2, 3, 3. So I'm pretty sure Emily's eating a bowl of potato chips, and she definitely all day talked about how sick she was because she ate so many potato chips.
And we're like, girl, Colleen ate 60 popsicles. You need to calm the F down.
That was fine. She did have to eat a lot of potato chips. I ate a lot of popsicles and wieners. She ate a lot of potato chips and cereal. This monologue I say to Keith right here, I remember writing this and pitching to you, like in this living room, tons of different versions of like Noah said, after he built the ark, you're gonna regret, or like God said to Noah after he built the ark, you're gonna regret this. I did so many different versions of like Bible stories, like Jonah said to the fish after he swallowed him. Like, I did so many different versions. But this is the one that Kory liked, so that's why I
love this line. I laugh every time I watch this.
The reason that's in the show is because I pitched it to Kory, and Kory laughed, and I was like, okay, that's the one I'll use.
If you're a Bible kid, you laughed at that joke. Come on.
This scene took forever to shoot. I remember like trying to get the angles of this and like walking back and forth between Keith and Uncle Jim, all of that. It took forever.
And I love this point in filming because I feel like you guys were bonded. The family was so close. I feel like you guys worked off each other really well now.
Yeah. My lipstick looks so orange on my TV. I love that he has a razor phone.
Remember we had those jukes?
Oh yeah, those jukes. Uncle Jim's, I'm looking at Uncle Jim's shirt and it reminds me of my dad's. Uncle Jim's outfits were very much based on my father's attire. And also, like, Miranda wears a lot of hand-me-downs from her Uncle Jim, so we put him in a lot of button-ups. But a lot of his clothes were based on my father's wardrobe. Like, if you look at anything my dad wears, it's basically the same closet as Uncle Jim's. The Theophos Theater, Theophos is like a real thing Christopher found. I don't think there's an actual theater.
You know, she's watching
that skirt is mine. What?
She's watching this on mute, so there's no closed caption. She literally knows what they're saying.
I wrote it. I know the show.
I'm like, what did
I
she
wrote this
say?
episode with Chris. I love this. What else do we get? A roadie, ready? Snacks. This will be fun.
He improv so many times during the scene. I mean, I wish we could just have a whole episode.
I'm pausing it. Okay, so I pause at 5:08 when he improvs. This will be fun. The way he delivers that line makes me laugh so hard, and we quote it all the time. Like, all the executive producers, we write each other emails about like anything about the show in the past, and we always will end it with like, "This will be fun," because we love the way that he play. So I'm played at 5:08. Okay, there's the Merfanda art. Actually, I'm gonna pause it. Oh wait, shoot. Dang it. I'm going back. I'm going to the title screen. So pause it when it's on the title screen. If haters back off, I have to get back to it. Through which one? Because that's interesting to me.
I made those lips. I made
I'm
the
trying
head.
to pause it. It's not letting me pause it. Pause. No! I passed it. Mind. Just play.
Well, I made some of them.
Here comes. Okay, so we're in Uncle Jim's room. He's on the phone, and Patrick just entered. Okay, well, I already have a story.
I have something to say too.
Okay, what? I'm pausing it at 5:31. So cue up your episode 4 of Haters. If you're just tuning in, we're on episode 4 of Haters Back Off on Netflix, and we paused it at 5:31. So Eric Stocklin, who plays Patrick, he's wearing a shirt that says Wizard Quest, but because he wears a cardigan over it, to me, like, my brain plays tricks on me and it looks like he says Wizard Queen. And I think it's just because I say Queen all the time, so my mind goes to, oh, that says Queen. So we called it the Wizard Queen shirt. And I feel like he was in that shirt more than any other costume because a really long time to shoot this episode. I guess that's why, but I feel like he was always in this shirt. I feel like he was in that shirt at least once a day. But yeah, so that's the Wizard Queen shirt. That's what
I remember this scene specifically when Eric was doing this. All the producers were like, He's so good. He's
Mhm.
so charming. He can literally say anything. It's like when he goes, fine, fine, fine.
Yeah, fine.
It's
fine.
like it's just his words that he says are so convincing, and he believes in it so hard.
Yeah, I do. I remember that too. The night that we shot this scene, everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing." I think this is the scene. This is the scene that we shot at like 3 in the morning or like 2 in the morning, and the first time we shot the scene, Uncle Jim was wearing the wrong costume. I'm pretty sure that was this scene.
I feel like you're right.
I think I'm right.
Yeah.
So
This is the
this
episode.
scene, I remember it was so late. We'd been shooting already for like 12 hours or something crazy. It was nuts. And we start shooting the scene, and I was like looking down at a script that I was rewriting, and they yelled action. They start shooting, and I look up, and Uncle Jim was wearing the red pants and the red jacket, and I was like, whoa, 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 why is he wearing that? Why is he wearing that? And everyone's like, what? Shit, we're shooting. And I was like, no, cut. He's not supposed to be wearing that. And I started panicking. I was so tired that I had like no filter, and I threw a fit, and it was so embarrassing. I was like, he's in the wrong costume. Cut. We can't use this take. He's in the wrong costume. And everyone's like, no, he's not. Shh, Kory. And I was like, no, cut. He's in the wrong costume. I'm like yelling, ruining the take. And finally, I think they did the whole scene and finished it. And I was like, he's in the wrong costume. Everyone was like, no, he's not. And I was like, it's in the script. The first time he's in the red tracksuit is when we're outside. And we looked, it was just, everyone was so tired, and we were cross shooting the shows. So we were shooting like 6 different scenes that day from different episodes. It was very confusing. So he was in the wrong costume. So we have a take of him doing the scene in the red sweatpants. And then he had to change and redo it. But I remember that moment. I was so panicked. I was like, why is he wearing the wrong costume? Because I'm couldn't handle it. I just freaked out. Another thing that's funny, I'm still paused at 5 minutes and 31 seconds. The 5-phase plans, if you guys watch the show again, pause whenever you can see the 5-phase plans on Uncle Jim's wall. They're all really funny. I did not write them. The props team and the creative team made them, and they're all really, really funny. So I'm pushing play at 5:31. On the subtitles.
Yeah, because I'm like, what is he saying?
He's telling, this was, Eric auditioned with this scene. I don't know if this was his original audition or his callback, but I know that he auditioned with this. He did this scene. Seattle. She needs a roadie. Now I can read it. I'm reading along. Yeah, Eric's so good in this. Fine.
I remember.
It's so good. So weird to see my name on the screen when it pops up. So it's like written by Kory and Chris Ballinger. We wrote this episode.
I love that font.
It took forever to pick the fonts, by the way. The fonts of like the titles when our names come on the screen. We went through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fonts to the point where I hated everything. And I even had Kory searching for fonts for days. I love that shot of him sitting down into this. And this bothers me. The blue light is on his phone in like some shots in the scene, and then some it's not. It goes on and off. It drives me crazy. Now Keith is folding laundry in the living room. Oh, this scene has a funny story to it. So behind Bethany in the background, you can see shelves full of like tchotchkes, and I stole one from set and I gave it to her, and it's like this fat lady, and it says "forgot to take the pill."
Oh, it's not fat lady, it's a pregnant woman.
Oh yeah.
God.
Let's see. I bought these. I have to pause it because I have another story that is not related to this show, but it is related to Trader Joe's. I bought these and I'm really excited to try them. We went to Trader Joe's to buy healthy food to try to be healthier. Eating his cookies. Mint dark chocolate stars. I mean, hello. Oh my God. Please try this. We have to pause. Okay.
Just explain the trophies already.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I think they're so cute. They did a great job on those too.
Yeah, there's trophies all over the house. And those are supposed to be
made for Miranda.
Bethany made those for Miranda, and they're supposed to be like Emmys and Miranda. I'm supposed to play. I'm at 7:29. Cue up to 7:29. Now. We shot this scene late at night too, I think. Okay. That kitchen is based on kitchen. Because that's where I filmed. Whoa!
That was creepy. There was a bang, and then the lights went out.
Wait, can we turn on the lights? I'm pausing because I'm confused. I'm at 7:53. I just paused.
I'll look at it.
It's so weird. Oh my god, someone take these cookies away from me. They're so good. What happened? That's so weird. Okay. Play.
You need more? Okay.
That's fine.
Things up behind you.
Yes. I'm pausing it. I have a story. At 8:08, Keith goes, I hope you don't mind. I threw a few of my things in the wash, and stretches out his panties. Christopher, my brother, it was in the script, like, he says, I hope you don't mind. I threw a few of my things in the wash. He pulls up some red panties. And I'm pretty sure someone in the writer's room was like, what is this? I don't think it's that funny. And a lot of time with Christopher's humor, he writes it on the page, and then the writer's room was like, wait, what is this? And Christopher would act out a lot of his jokes, like in the writer's room, which was like my favorite thing in the world. And we always said, like, we wanted to write into the scripts, please see Christopher to know how this is supposed to look, because he would act out, but I remember him being a creepy creep, acting out, like stretching out the underwear, and it makes me laugh so hard. Now every time I see Keith do it in the episode, all I can think about is my brother pretending to stretch out nasty red underwear. Pushing play at 8:08.
Bethany's reaction.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing.
Here comes Uncle Jim.
I remember seeing this film, and I was cracking up.
Yeah, we were all like laughing and crying when we filmed this.
The way he says panties.
Yeah, originally in the script, they said panties like a million times, and we ended up taking it all out because it just was too much. I don't have any clean underwear. This scene was crazy to edit. It took us like a full day to edit the scene because the episode was really long. Sorry, I'm pausing it at 8:47. This episode was really long when we got it. It was like 40-something minutes. And so we had to trim it down to under 30 minutes. And so we had to find places to trim out stuff. And this scene was originally much longer. And our editor was incredible, is incredible, and figured out a way to cut the scene down and make it make sense. So originally, Keith and Uncle Jim have a conversation where Jim is standing next to Bethany here. And Keith and Uncle Jim are having a long conversation, and then Jim walks across the room and puts on the underwear. A longer scene. And I still don't understand how he cut the scene this way, but like there's a moment where Jim is walking over to Keith, you'll see it in a second, and he says, oh, really? Or he says some line like that. You don't see his mouth move because he doesn't say the line right there. He pulled Uncle Jim saying, oh, really, from another episode and another time, this scene. And like, I don't even understand how he did it, but he cut out like 2 minutes of this scene somehow. And I'm so impressed by it, which this is so boring for you guys because you don't know what the scene looked like originally. So this means nothing to you. But to me, I'm so impressed by our editor for the scene because we agonized over how to trim it down and still have it make sense. And somehow our editor did it. I'm pushing play, 8:48. I don't know why I just told you that story. It's not going to be interesting to you because you didn't see how it looked originally. When he walks away, you'll see he says, oh, really? Or something like that. Well, I can take it. I've got plenty of fresh underwear. All right, he says, oh, yeah? He doesn't say a line there. He pulled that from another episode. And all of this, there was dialogue here. There's like, and it looks like he just trimmed it out. I remember it taking us hours to figure out how to make this work. This is so boring. I don't know how
I hate him.
Pulling on the underwear. When he leans forward. Christopher also acted out this scene, which is in the writer's room. He was like, he's going to pull it on. You know the dance you do when you have a robe on and you pull underwear on, but you're not wanting anyone to see under the robe. Like, Christopher, out of him putting on the underwear. I love his walk in the other room, too. It's so funny. Okay, so now we're on the scene where Patrick is about to reveal the van. We shot this. I'm pausing it. Pausing it at 9 minutes and 50 seconds. We shot this the same day we shot the very first popsicle scene from episode 1, the popsicle scene, the 2 popsicle scenes in episode 3, because there's 2, I think. Final scene we shot this day. We had like 5 or 10 minutes to shoot this whole scene. It was crazy. The sun was going down. The sun was setting
so fast.
We were racing against the sun. We had to get the scene. It was the only day we could get this scene. It was so stressful, and it was my first day shooting as Miranda. So the day before this was our first day on set, and that day we shot Bethany scenes. But this was my first day as Miranda. This was Eric's first day of shooting this scene outside with the minivan. And you can see there's a little wet spot on the tarp that Patrick's about to pull off because we'd already done it, and the ground was wet. I don't remember. Oh, I guess because we had it raining. I don't remember why I feel like I remember them always like making the pavement wet for some reason. But
it looks good on camera.
It looks great. So I'm pushing play. 9:50, play. And there's the van, Miranda World Tour. I still can't believe that they did that to that van. When we wrote it in the script, it was one of those things where it's like so unbelievable when you write something down on paper and then you see it in front of your face. Like I remember seeing the van the first time and I was blown away. I love that part when Patrick nods his head, when she's like, "Oh, is that permanent paint?" And Patrick's so proud. He's like,
proud.
All right, Miranda says, "We're leaving now." Seen a lot. I like the way it was shot. I feel like Todd did a really good job.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. And Patrick only has a bubble machine. He was supposed to have the whole box of props, but we didn't have it that day. So they like frantically found a bubble machine somewhere, like just use this. Princess Diana Beady Baby. My hair was starting to curl up in the back, you can see, because it had been rained on earlier, so my hair was not straight anymore. Interesting fact, but it's true.
Freshly dyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her hair is so dark. Now they're driving out.
Wasn't that smoke something special too? They made that happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, they made the smoke come out of the exhaust thing. That's Steve actually driving, and Eric and me are in the car. That shot of the car driving was not Steve. That was a stunt double. I love this scene in the car. This was one of the final scenes we shot this day. This again was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I feel like that's what I say about every scene. You guys are probably like, did they just shoot at 2 and 3 in the morning?
I know.
You haven't written your writer yet. So this van is exactly like the van I had growing up, which is why we wanted it. We were very picky about the van too. We were picky about everything. I was so annoying to work with. Roadie paper. I remember my pencils kept breaking. I had a hard time not laughing in this scene. Okay, Patrick is talking about gas.
Isn't like Patrick breaks in the scene?
Yeah, Patrick breaks, Eric breaks in the scene for sure. Improv. This is a lot more complicated than an ice cream. Oh, how do you spell salami? This okay, I'm pausing. Pausing at 12:29. This was so hard to get through. So we improv'd a lot in this scene. And one of the things we improv'd is I said, "How do you spell salami?" That wasn't in the script. Spelled it wrong, but improv spelling it wrong, which made me die. And Eric too, like we were all just dying of laughter. There are so many bloopers of us trying to get through the scene where he spells salami. And in this moment, you see Eric break, and he tries to hide his head behind my head because he laughs. We did, I think we might have had a take or 2 where none of us were laughing, but this is my favorite delivery of Steve's. And he's like, S-A-L-A-M-N-I. Salami. And I like that he repeats the word because it's like he's at a spelling bee, which I feel like he probably did a lot growing up. Okay, so I'm pushing play at 12:29 and just watch Patrick because he breaks and it's very funny. It's like such a split second. gas station is called Overpass Gas, which makes me laugh.
By the way, during this overpass gas scene, I made a friend of a mouse. Remember that?
Oh yeah, there's a mouse on set that day.
People are like, that's crazy.
This one was shot early in the morning. See, not shot at 2 or 3 a.m. I remember the streets behind us were like Canada Way, like Toronto Avenue. They're very Canadian. And I was nervous people would be able to see them and know that we weren't in Tacoma, Washington. I panicked about the stupidest things, like such an idiot.
That guy was good.
Yeah, the guy who's in charge of the Broadway booking was really good. That bookstore set they built in like they just built it one night and they shot it and then it was gone. I don't know why that's always so impressive to me when like you go to work one day and the next day you go and it's like a completely different set. It's so cool. I look like I'm about to laugh as I go up to Uncle Jim and he's on the phone. I feel like I don't look in character at all. Okay. I don't remember much about this shooting this morning.
Freezing.
Yeah, it was so cold. I do remember that. So I'm posing by the car, and there was a take that I did not get to put in, and I did fight for it to go in because I thought it was funny. This extra too is so good. The guy who's like staring at me. I'm pausing it at 14:12. I'm posing on the ground. So there were 2 takes we were debating between for this, and one was me posing on the ground, trying to pose just like the van. But they let me kind of improv. They didn't on the ground and they let me keep going. So I kept going. And there's one take that I really liked where he didn't recognize Miranda. So I took off my shoe and my sock to be like, see, do you recognize the foot? And I tried to put my foot up by the foot on the van. And I thought that take was funnier. And I'm very sad about it. But it's okay. I think this is funny too. This is my foot. Does it look like this? I didn't know I said that. Okay. 14:12, I just pushed play. And Patrick does like a sword flourish right there, which I think is really funny. Let's see. Anything else interesting?
He's so funny.
I know, the extra, so funny. This was the pain in the butt. Okay, so Uncle Jim pulling out the knife, which is in the script, but there's another thing that's in the script that we thought was so funny and didn't make it in because we couldn't get it to work. But what happens after this, Patrick and Miranda come up and say, what are you doing? He says, I'm just testing the tires to make sure the tires don't pop in case we run over any knives. And then Patrick and Miranda walk away. And what's supposed to happen is Uncle Jim then takes the knife. So I'm pausing it at 14:57. So at this moment, what's supposed to happen and what we shot, but it didn't make it in, is the wheel is here and he props the knife up so that it will pop as we drive away. But what happens is the car just like goes whoop, and like goes over the knife, and then the knife falls, and like it's supposed to be like a speed bump, basically. Like, but the props didn't work. Like all the knives just like exploded and broke, and we were super bummed because Chris and I thought that would have been a really funny joke. But that is how the scene was supposed to end, and it didn't. Okay, 14:57, pushing play. Okay, so this scene, my name is Miranda Jo, and then I don't finish. I'm pushing pause again. Sorry, no, I just did it. 15:06. So originally in the script, Miranda's last name was in the script. I was always really weird about it. I didn't want people to know Miranda's last name. And so we decided, I think the day of, to not, or like the night before or something, to not have Miranda's name. Patrick would interrupt her. And before she says her last name. And also Patrick's last name, I think was like McClintock or like it was Mick something, but it wasn't Patrick Mooney. It was Patrick Mick something. It wasn't very Patrick. It didn't seem right. And actually, I think I remember Eric coming up to me on set and being like, so this is his last name? And he didn't say anything weird or anything, but he kind of like questioned it. And I was like, yeah, no, it's horrible. We need to change it. So we all sat around and like pitched, I think like right before we shot the scene. Like I feel like we came up with Mooney like 5 minutes before we shot the scene. And actually one of our producers, Priscilla, pitched it. She was like, my friend's last name is Mooney. And I was like, oh, Patrick Mooney is great. So we came up with Patrick's last name right before, and we decided to not use Miranda's last name right before we shot this too. And actually, I think also in the original script, Uncle Jim's the one who says you need a stage name, not Patrick. Just seen a lot right before we shot. That happened a lot on set. I feel like the writers would just be like, oh, we're redoing this scene. We're changing these lines out. So our actors were very patient with us. Okay, I'm pushing play, 1506.
Did you really live on 42nd Street?
No, no, we knew we wanted to do Chris and I came up with because you say it's your stripper name if you come up with your street and your pet's name. But we pitched a lot of different things in the writer's room, like what we thought would be funny for a street name and what would be funny for a pet name too. And originally it was Spaz, because that was my cat's name, was Spaz. And then somehow we transferred into Scabs. But we pitched a different, like Mulberry Street. We pitched a bunch of different street names. But I was like, it would be funny if it was a number. And then we pitched a bunch of numbers. Like I love the writer's room. It's so fun. We're so picky about everything. And like, it does make a difference. Like if it was 4th Street Scabs, I don't think it would have been as funny as like 47th Street Scabs. Like even the number we were like picky about.
What is
47th Street Scabs is the cat. Yeah.
Is it like Miranda's cat?
Yeah, it's Miranda's cat. No, it doesn't say, but in my head, it's like her cat. Okay. What about Miranda Mooney? I love his reaction to her. Stupid idea. I don't like the way I deliver this line at all. I don't feel like it's in character at all. I hate it. Like, what about sings? That way everyone will know my talent. It's like so Lizzie McGuire. I hate it. It's so Mary-Kate and Ashley. But they wanted us to emphasize that like sings, we're coming up with their stage name. And so they like wanted it. I don't know. I really hate that part, but I'm pausing it because I want to tell you a story about 1650. So they're eating, it looks like they're just eating like mac and cheese casserole. It was a cheese ball casserole and it actually had like cheese, like we got a close up of it, but we didn't make it in. It looked disgusting. They made it and they had to eat it. And it was like mac and cheese with hot dog slices and crunchy cheese balls like shoved all in. It was
I feel
so
like the one
gross.
person really ate it was Angela though.
Yeah.
The other people suddenly had dairy allergies.
Francesca took a bite.
Francesca took a bite.
So yeah, but yeah, it was. It looked disgusting though, and I don't blame them for not eating it because it looked really gross. All the food we ate on set was super nasty. Okay, pushing play at 1650. Yeah, I wish we got a close up of that casserole. We had it. We didn't put it in. It was odd to like have the close up of the casserole in the scene. This scene we shot at 3 a.m. I know I keep saying that, but I do remember shooting this scene at 3 in the morning. Francesca does a great job in this scene. Her like sassy looks are very funny to me. Those fart noises, another thing we debated on for hours, like the different fart sound effects. We had to listen to all these different fart sound effects, and I was like, no, that's too much. Those are too intense. It needs to sound like a ketchup bottle fart, not an actual fart. The original fart noises they had in the episode with the ketchup bottle sounded like an actual diarrhea. Like they were like diarrhea sounds. So I was like, no. Okay.
Is this when they turn around? She's like,
she realizes, maybe he's a good guy.
They want to know about me.
He's good for my mom. I think when we get to the next scene, I'm going to pause and answer questions from Twitter because I haven't done that yet. We're about halfway through the episode. So ask questions on Twitter. I hate that this closed caption says squirting instead of, I paused it at 1807. I hate that the closed caption says squirting instead of like fart noises. Okay, I'm on Twitter. Too many questions. I'm pausing at 1807 for a second to answer questions. Sarah Mabe said, why did you choose Tacoma, Washington for Miranda's hometown? So excited to see you for the first time in January. Can't wait to see you too, Sarah. I can't wait to thank you for buying tickets to my show. We chose Tacoma because that's where Miranda's from. When I first created the character of Miranda, I didn't think anyone would see it. I didn't put much thought into the name or where Miranda was from. I just made the character and was goofing around. I needed a random place for Miranda to be from. And my cousins, a lot of my relatives live in Tacoma, Washington, and I had visited there a few times, and it seemed like a random enough place. So I was just like, oh, she's from Tacoma. I didn't really put any thought into it. So that's why Okay. Gabby's little monster said, was there any scene where someone couldn't keep a straight face? How many times did it take to shoot it? A lot of scenes. No one could keep a straight face. Mostly just me. Like, I was the most unprofessional at that. Like, I laughed constantly on set. But in this episode, like the salami part where Uncle Jim's talking about salami, that I couldn't keep a straight face. What else in this episode did I laugh a lot? I feel like that might have been the only scene in this episode where I really couldn't hold it together, because the rest of this episode, I don't feel like I did a lot of like comedy stuff. Like, it was more straight stuff for me. Let's see. Oh, Molly Duffy said, what was the hardest scene to film in this episode? Probably the scene that's coming up later, which is at the gay bar when we're performing on the stage. It took forever, and it was late at night, and there were so many elements to it because there were so many extras, and the stage was elevated. We had stunt doubles. We were slipping around and sliding. I was in pain. I had bruises everywhere, and there's a technical aspect to it because I was singing all that jazz, so there's music with it, and there were cranes, big cranes with cameras, so it was just like technically a hard. There's bubbles. There's just so many aspects to it that made it difficult. It was really fun to shoot, though. But I'd say that one was probably the hardest scene in this episode. Okay, so Jessa Lynn said, was this a letter to Jesus? And closed up on a picture of Jim giving his registration to the cops, and a close up, and it does look like it says Jesus. I was not in charge of, I don't think it does say Jesus. I think it probably says like Jessica or something like that. The props people usually put each other's names on props. So like if there are props that like or letters and things like that, they usually put their own names, each other's names, or like the EPs, or they put someone from set. So it was probably someone's name from on set, but I don't know what that one said. Danielle said, what was the most awkward scene for you to film? Also, I saw your Vegas show on Thursday and loved it. Thanks for coming, Danielle. The most awkward scene to film. I've been asked that a lot, and I don't know. I feel like I have the same answer every time. What is John doing? What are you doing, John? You're building a desk. No, it's fine. I was just curious what was going on. It sounded like a lot of commotion. No, you don't have to be quiet. I don't care. I was just curious. Shut up! No, don't be quiet. I like the noise. I just wanted to know what's happening. So that sounded like a fart. The most awkward scene to film, I felt really, I never felt awkward. I had so much fun on set, but I think maybe the most awkward position-wise, in episode 7, I had to ride the daddy saddle float, and it was so wide that I was basically sitting in the splits, and I was in a lot of pain, like in my vagina area. But awkward, I don't know that there was any like awkward scenes. Like everything was, it was never awkward. It was always so comfortable. The cast, we're all so close. We were like family. So there was never like an awkward moment on set with anyone. It was always really comfortable and fun. Think of an awkward moment. Yeah, there's no awkward scenes. It was all just fun. Kayla said, was there anything you would change about the show? Ooh, you want the tea, girl. No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, there are, but like, no. I don't know. There's stuff that I see and I watch. I'm like, oh, that bugs me. I wish I could change that. But it's like little nitpicky things that no one would notice, I don't think. There are things that now that the whole show's out, I've heard like people's opinions on things. I know what people responded well to and what they didn't respond well to. I got to watch the first 2 episodes with a full audience at the premiere, and that was interesting, hearing how people responded to certain characters and certain moments and what they laughed at and what they didn't. So there's a lot of things that like I'm back and like tweak, but it's out, and there's no point in like being regretful of what's out because I can't change it. So I'm just choosing to just be proud of how it is, and we worked really hard on it, and I feel like we did the best we could. So yeah, I'm proud of it. I don't want to change anything. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Jingle Bell Jenny said, would there be any new characters in season 2? Well, I hope we get a season 2, first of all. That would be incredible. Still waiting to hear. Keep your fingers crossed and keep watching the show. The more you watch the show, the more likely it is that maybe we'll be able to get another season. But even if we don't, I'm super excited and proud of season 1, and it was a dream come true. So even if we don't get a season 2, like, I'm super grateful for season 1. But if we got a season 2, yeah, there would definitely be new characters. There's a lot of new people I want to introduce you guys to. And Christopher and I started like brainstorming ideas for season 2 if we get one. And there are a lot of new characters that we started coming up with. So I hope that I get to share more of Miranda's story with you and show you more people in her life. But I don't know. We'll see. And then I'm going to continue the episode. Kory, you look so smart. Thanks. Ethan said, what year was the show based in? If you do a second season, what do you think it will be? Or maybe do you think it will be? Okay, so this show, we kind of wanted it to come across as like, it definitely is in the past, but we didn't want to put like a year on it or like a time on it because we didn't want people to like watch it in a box and think like, oh, this is definitely this year. But the story that you're watching is based on what was going on in Miranda's life in 2009. Because my first viral video was 2009, Free Voice Listen. So that is technically the year that the show is taking place in, but not really. So that's like when Miranda's videos went viral. So we want it to be obvious that it's in the past. YouTube is a new thing, but we didn't want to put like a date on it. We wanted people to be able to watch it and not be distracted by like what year it is. And we didn't want to make a big deal of it. So we're hoping that people watch and like don't really notice what year it is. Maybe they look at the flip phones and go, why do they have flip phones? That's kind of weird. But other than that, we kind of wanted people to just watch it and just enjoy it and not worry about time. But technically, it is supposed to take place in like 2009-ish. And we were pretty picky about like cars, no cars that were newer than 2009, no phones that were newer than 2009. But there is a mistake in this episode with that I'll show you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna push play. We're at 18 minutes and 7 seconds. Pushing play now. Okay, so they're about to get pulled over. This was shot at a green screen, obviously. You can tell. It's me, that bothers me, but no one else has noticed. Everyone else is like, the green screen looks great. And I'm like, that doesn't look real. This scene I remember being really fun to shoot. We shot this late, obviously. It's dark outside. Steve is so funny in this scene, I think. There's one take where Eric improv'd. I don't want to go back to prison, I think. I'm pretty sure that was an improv that Eric did that didn't make it in, but it was really funny. I love that Steve gives him like a pile of crap. Steve's face. Oh, he's so funny. Oh, I love Steve Little so much. This guy who played the cop was super funny too. He did such a good job. He never laughed.
You know that trash in front of your car?
Yeah. We asked for tons of like fast food trash all over the car, and they did such a good job filling the car with trash.
You can't see a thing.
I love that we're just laughing. You guys can't see what part. I mean, you're hopefully watching along with us. But he just said the car is going to get impounded.
Give him back his pile of trash.
No, there was one version. I'm pausing it. The window. 1946 is where I paused. There was one take that was in this episode until the last minute, and then we took it out, where he is trying to give him back his registration, and Steve started rolling up the window, and it was an accident on his hand. The cop's hand got the window rolled up on him, and he goes, ow. Like the cop, like the guy who played the cop was so funny. He was like, ow. And he like rolled the window back down. He's totally kept a straight face and handed it to him. But it was really funny. And I don't remember why we took it out. Maybe it was like too long, or I don't remember why, but we did take it out. But it was in the episode for a long time, him rolling up the window on his hand. Okay, I'm pushing play, 1946. Pushing play now. We're watching the car. I'm taking away. This scene was hard to film because that train behind us, you saw it for a second on when it was a close-up on me. There is a subway train right behind us, and it went every like 5 minutes or something. So every time we tried to shoot, so loud you couldn't hear our lines. So trying to like, they'd wait for the train to pass, and right when it passed, they'd be like, okay, action, go. And we'd have to like do the scene quickly, and that it was like very stressful. Trying to get this scene, train interrupting us every 2 seconds. Okay. We don't actually have a long walk because it's right here. So this karaoke club, this gay bar, it's called At 11. It is based on an actual club that I performed at 8 years ago called 11. And so we call this one At 11. That looks like a vagina to me. Okay, so when it cuts to they're watching TV and it's like painting, it looks like they're painting a vagina. And no one else ever said anything. And I brought it up when we were editing. I was like, this looks like a vagina. And no one else thinks it does. So maybe I just have a really gross vagina, but I've always thought it looks really gross, like what he's painting. I wasn't here, I don't think, when they shot the scene. I think I had just flown to DC, Washington, DC to do my Kennedy Center show. So they shot the scene without me there, and I was stressed. Like, I was so stressed that they were shooting a scene. There were 2 nights where I wasn't there because I was shooting show, and I think this night was one of them where I wasn't there, and I hated it. It stressed me out. Like, I couldn't sleep on the plane. I couldn't sleep when I got there. Like, knowing that something I'd worked on for so many years was happening and I wasn't there, like, made me want to cry. Emily's gonna go and find that man sniffing a neck brace, struck down the hall. So she's seeing Keith sniff the neck brace. This bathroom is based very heavily on my bathroom growing up, like my mom's bathroom. So I was pretty picky about what was in there and where it was, which just seems silly because it's just junk. Nightclub, I'm gonna pause to 11. So this story was based on something that actually happened to me. I performed in a nightclub, and I used to only wear skirts as Miranda. And then I went to this club, and there was like a glass stage elevated, and I needed to wear something that wasn't a skirt because otherwise people would see my body. And so I found red sweatpants in the car, and I wore red sweatpants on stage, and everyone's like, nice camel toe, and was like heckling me. And so I loved the sweatpants, and I kept the sweatpants, and that's where the sweatpants came from. So that what actually happened to me inspired this episode. And a place called At 11, or no, it's called 11. This place is called At 11. It was a gay bar. But funny fact about this place that we actually shot at, this was not a gay bar. The place we shot at was a sex club, wasn't it? Like a kinky, like,
there
sex
was, like,
club.
chains and straddles and
so weird. Like, the place
sex.
we shot was like, there were sex rooms we could go and
smells.
it was so weird. So that was kind of crazy. And we shot here for hours, it felt like. And this night was also crazy because we were rewriting episodes 6, 7, and 8 while we were shooting 4 and 5. So we shot 4 and 5 at the same time. So we were rewriting 6, 7, and 8. So I remember in between takes, so I'd shoot a scene, and they'd yell cut, and I'd run into this sex room with other writers, and we'd write. And then they'd be like, okay, we're ready for you. And I'd come back and get in the scene, and they'd yell action, we'd do the scene, they'd yell cut, and I'd run back to the sex room and write. It was a crazy, crazy, crazy night. Remember, it was very intense. Okay, so 22:11, pushing play now. So there's Kory! Kory the drag queen! Kory the drag queen. Kory the drag queen. Tell me where I could find a manager,
I thought
please.
he was cute.
Yeah, this guy was good. Okay, I'm pushing play or pause at, oh, I want it to be back on Kory actually. So let's see, I'm gonna push pause. Here, so at 22:42. So Kory, I want you to tell them the process of like the outfit, the wig, everything. Kory's got stories.
So, like, they had to pick the outfit, and I tried on outfits while they were filming other episodes. Like, I tried on an outfit in somebody's random house that they were filming in, and That's
Oh
the-
yeah, he tried on outfits when we were shooting the Annie scenes.
And so that's the one Colleen chose. And then also the hair, I tried on literally 20 different wigs, and I texted them all to Colleen, and she's like, I don't know, which one do you like? And I was like, I like this one. She's like,
Well, I didn't like colored ones originally. Remember?
yeah, she said it would be too bright for the Miranda world. It blends in with this scene. I mean, the walls are blue and this. I did that. I had to get in drag. It took forever. They scheduled like 15 minutes for me to do it, and it literally took an hour because the makeup girl.
It was so long.
Yeah, it took forever. The makeup girl had to wax down my eyebrows, which is weird. I don't like that. I wish she would have just used my real eyebrows. But yeah, and then people asked if I tucked. I didn't tuck my penis. I wore pairs of Spanx. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, it was
because
crazy.
I wore Spanx and then pads and then Spanx and then pads. My penis was crushed down for the gods. It hurt so bad. Yeah, and then this guy I filmed the scene with. He was
so funny.
He was so funny. He's really sweet, and he's like, I do lots of Disney movies, and he's straight. He's not gay.
He was so cool. I love it. He was so funny.
Yeah.
They improv like a whole scene together, and we couldn't put it in. We didn't have time. Hilarious. Like they were improving.
I wish we had more time.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed because it just took so long to put the whole drag get up and to get it finished that everyone was waiting. Cameramen, the actors, the extras were all in this bar sitting and waiting. And I walk in, I'm like in full drag, and I was just like so embarrassed because like you never think about this stuff. You never think about the time process and what it's gonna do, and like that everyone was just waiting there. I was really nervous. I was.
It wasn't your fault though.
I know, but it was just nerve-wracking. I was dressed as a woman, and when I did this scene, the director was like, "Act like you're in CSI," and it was just, you know.
Yeah, here's Coochie closer. Yeah, it was, but you did a great job. I love the scene. And here's a funny story about your character that he knows.
Oh yeah.
This story is crazy to me. So his character is based on something that actually happened to me too. So when we got in the writer's room, we work in the writer's room is they go, okay, Colleen, tell us stories from your past. And so I tell a bunch of fun stories from my career, from performing, from when I first started. No one knew who I was. And we try to pull episodes and storylines for our characters based on things that actually happened to me in my real life and in my career with Miranda. So this was inspired by, I already told you the story of the sweatpants was inspired this episode, but also this drag queen character was inspired by something that actually happened to me. The first week I ever performed live as Miranda, and I performed anywhere and everywhere that I could, and I performed with this drag queen one night at a gay bar in New York City. And I had never performed with a drag queen before. I had actually never met a drag queen before. I was 22, 21. And so I get on stage, and I'm in character as Miranda. And I called the drag queen a he. Like I referenced the drag queen as he. I was like, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about in character as Miranda, not knowing that like you never address a drag queen as a male if they're in drag. Queen I was with, I think it might have happened backstage, or I don't remember, but the drag queen was like, oh no, you never address a drag queen as a he, and like scolded me and called me the C word. And like joking around, like was being funny and was like joking around, was like, you crazy, and said the C word. It was like, you never address a drag queen as he. And she wasn't being like a douche. She was just like being like, oh, nuh-uh, and telling me how it is. So anyway, that happened. And so I was telling them the story of this, like in the writer's room, and that inspired this character. Now, funny story is I was looking up old videos of me doing Miranda a few weeks ago to inspire ideas in case we get a season 2. I was writing some stuff for season 2 in case we get it, hoping, just because I get enjoyment out of writing. And so I was doing it just for fun. And I was looking up old videos of Miranda, and I found an old video of Miranda queen. And I was like, oh my God, this is the drag queen that inspired Kory's character. I can't believe someone filmed this. And so I clicked it so I could show it to Kory to be like, look, this is what your character was based on. It was Bianca Del Rio. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God, that drag queen that I performed with very first time I ever met a drag queen, performed with a drag queen, it was Bianca Del Rio, who I'm a huge fan of. And it was back when, like, I mean, maybe people knew who Bianca was, but I certainly didn't. And I didn't know who Bianca was until she was on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I love Bianca. Like, I think Bianca Del Rio is so talented, so funny. And it was back when, like, no one knew who we were. And I based a character, Bianca Del Rio, and I had no idea it was Bianca Del Rio. So Kory's character is based on Bianca Del Rio. And I think that's a really funny story. And that's crazy. And I just found that out a few weeks ago. Anyway, I'm gonna push pause, unpause. So we're at 22:42, pushing play.
When I found out I was gonna do this role, like nobody knew how to do drag makeup. I really wanted to like go full out, and I actually like called one of my friends who is like a well-known drag queen and really popular, and they were like, "Why? You should just have me do it." And I was like, "Okay." I guess like people who do drag take it super serious, and they were like, you should just get a real drag queen to do it. But I mean, I did my best.
I think you did a great job, and like, it's my show, I can cast who I want. And we auditioned a lot of drag queens, and they weren't, and none of them were what we wanted for this episode. So they were good, like everyone was great, but like they weren't what we wanted for the episode. So could be a part of it. So
yeah. The C word.
The C word, which I can't believe they let us keep it. Like, I thought they'd make us cut the C word part, but they kept it in. You're coming up on that glass stage, says Patrick. There was one take where Eric improv'd like fainting when I talked about my Tukey. I feel like we had to get this in like one take. Like, this night was so stressful because we were so behind schedule. House, Bethany is about to get her present from Keith. A lot of Emily's clothes are inspired by my style, especially during shooting. That's basically what I wear every day, is like a flannel and a tank top and a shirт. Also inspired a lot by my sister, Rachel. We wanted Emily to just kind of look like she doesn't really care about fashion. She just and yeah, Bethany's neck brace looks so dirty and gross.
It's been used.
Yeah, I was not here when they shot this. I remember I was so stressed that I wasn't there. Alrighty, look at you in that. Okay, so this scene with me at the pants off, I'm pausing it. 25 minutes, I'm at 25 minutes exactly. We shot this at 2 in the morning, shocker again. We shot this the same day we shot all the Annie audition scenes. So all day we had shot auditions in Uncle Jim's room. And this is the end of the night. That morning I had gotten shots. And so I was in pain, and I was like, I had taken like pain medication, and I was loopy, and I was exhausted. And so this scene, I am wearing just the shirt, and then he gives me the pants to put on. So for a few hours, I was running around set at like 2 in the morning with just a button-down shirt on and like little Spanx shorts. There's Snapchats of me dancing around in my trailer, like in just the shirt, like blah, 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 blah. There's like videos of me running around set in just that shirt because I was like so loopy. And actually the Snapchat, I remember the Snapchat that night. Some of you might have it saved. I feel like some super fans like saved it. I remember Francesca was in my trailer, the girl who plays Emily, and she Snapchatted me dancing around in just that shirt and no pants. And she's giggling, like you can hear her like giggling. And I remember when I posted it, the Snapchat people were tweeting me, "Who's that giggling? She has such a cute giggle." And I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, they know Miranda has a sister. They heard her laugh. Like, because it was Miranda, I was super paranoid. I thought you guys would figure out that Miranda had a sister before the show came out. But it was Francesca who was filming without my pants on. But yeah, I remember I had to walk around set all day with like, or all night without pants. For the scene. But this scene we shot on set. So this was not, we did not shoot this at the gay club. We shot this on set right next door, right next to the house where our house is on set. They built this little section for us to shoot this like pant on. And they were trying to figure out where they wanted to shoot it, how they wanted to shoot it. And then I looked at this like set piece and I was like, why don't we do it like with the silhouettes? Like, And so it wasn't supposed to be shot that way. It was like last minute. I was like, oh, how cool would it be if we did like with a silhouette, like just our silhouettes, and you don't actually see me doing it. And they're like, oh, that's cool. So we ended up doing that, which was kind of cool. Okay, so we're at 25 minutes. I'm pushing play now. Miranda. But I do think that I like do it too, like I hate what I do right here. I have to put in the pants. I'm like, Uncle Jim, what are you doing? Like, I wish I didn't do that. Okay, so put on the pants. Oh, and this scene, the phone changes color. So here's the story with this. So you see a gray phone. I pick up that phone and it is gray. So here's the issue with what happens here. See, I've got a gray phone. I am pausing it at 25 minutes and 27 seconds. Miss Nitpicky McGee over here. We all had phones. Every single character had a flip phone. That was like our designated cell phone. That one that I'm holding right there, the gray one, the silver one, is Uncle Jim's phone. You've seen him use it throughout the entire episode. That's Uncle Jim's phone. Miranda's flip phone was a black phone. So what happened was the first take we did, they gave me Miranda's phone. And so we did the whole scene and I used the black phone. And then when they yelled cut, I was like, wait, I'm wearing Uncle Jim's pants. And I pick up the phone and I go, Uncle Jim's phone. And I was like, I pulled the phone from his pants. So it shouldn't be Miranda's phone. It should be Uncle Jim's phone. So then they gave me the silver phone for every other take after that. But when we were editing, we just didn't even notice the phone somehow. I don't know how. It went through the director, the editor, all the producers, the network. No one noticed that the phone changes color because we used some takes from that first take where I was using the Miranda black phone. And then we used some takes like this one that were one of the other takes with Uncle Jim's phone. So we're at 25, 27. I'm pushing play now. So as you can see, I'm holding the silver phone. And if you keep watching, silver phone.
Still Silver.
Still Sylvia. Now it's a black phone. So this is the first take we did. See, now it's black. Now it's going to switch back to silver.
Silver. Hi-ho, Silver.
I don't know how no one caught that, but like you guys did because people tweet me about it all the time. So that's the explanation for the change of color.
There's
on
the
phone.
gaze. Okay, this extra.
The extra.
Is so much of this show
gosh,
you see.
There's a lot of extras that are in multiple episodes. I wonder if you guys will ever catch it. So he just announced Miranda sings. There's a shot I want to tell you about. I love this scene so much. My mom was here this night, and so was my cousin Stephanie. It was terrifying up on that stage. It was so high up. I'm pausing at 26:33. So this entire song and what Patrick does is inspired by, I did a magic show with my brother Christopher maybe 4 years ago as Miranda, and we did all that jazz. And this was the exact choreography we did. He had the hat and the cane, and then he held my microphone for me as I walked. So I used to do this with my brother Christopher all the time. And so he had to teach Eric how to do the choreography when we got to set. Not that it was hard, but 26:33, pushing play now. Oops. But pause. 26:39. This shot is not supposed to be in this episode.
Yeah, and I'm definitely using
your phone. So 26:39. We needed a shot. We needed a shot here where no one was paying attention and no one was watching, no one cared. But every shot that we had, once they yelled action, everyone was watching Miranda, engaged, talking to each other, looking at me, talking. We wanted one where no one was doing anything and they looked bored. And we didn't have it. And so this shot is actually action. The cameras were rolling, but they hadn't yelled action yet. They were just getting ready to yell action. In the back of the scene, you see a girl in all black. Her back is to you.
And Megan?
That's Megan. And she has something in like a white thing in her pocket. The white thing in her pocket is the sides, like the script. The lines. She's got a headset on her hat because she was one of the, like what was she?
AD assistant?
Yeah, she was like an assistant. She was, what was her actual title? I don't know. Megan's amazing though. She was freaking awesome. But she is not an actor and she's not supposed to be. She was like placing extras at that time. She was telling extras where to stand and what to do because we hadn't started shooting yet. There's water bottles on the table that are not supposed to be there.
Those were drinking from break.
Yeah, those are drinking from a break. Kory's on his cell phone.
I definitely take a selfie in real life.
Yeah,
like,
and like he's taking a selfie
of myself.
Of himself in this shot for himself. He's like jittering his leg because he's like
I'm always shaking.
Always shaking.
I get all the comments all the time. You're shaky, Kory.
Yes. Okay. So 26:39, pushing play now. So this whole scene.
Look it. There's my selfie.
Yeah. All right. So start the car. I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold, but the piano is hot. The extras in this are great.
Yeah, they do really good.
This scene was so fun to do.
Isn't
that bubble solution that he pours on the ground was so slippery. Like
Isn't it lube?
I think there's lube in it. Yeah, we weren't supposed to slip and slide. So we had stunt doubles for Eric and Steve, for Patrick and Uncle Jim. They had stunt doubles. I didn't, and so in the script it says Uncle Jim and Patrick are slipping and falling off the stage and sliding all over the stage. And it wasn't scripted for me to slip and fall, but it was so slippery up there, I couldn't really help it. Plus, it didn't make sense for them to slip and fall and not me. So I was slipping and sliding all over the place. And Patrick, you can see in in these close-ups, Eric is actually sliding and falling everywhere. We both were so bruised. Like the next day, our legs were just covered in bruises. We were so banged up. But it looks great, I think. I really like this scene. The crowd is laughing. Turn off the bubble machine, Patrick.
So Uncle Jim, that underwear is really his underwear. And the stunt guy was wearing the same underwear, and it left nothing to the imagination.
Yeah, I know. It's like the thinnest material in the world.
We all knew what was happening there.
I love this scene.
Colleen was the only person in a stunt double, which is weird because she definitely needed one.
Yeah, but I would have wanted to do my own anyway. Like, I would have wanted to do my own stunts even if I had a stunt double. Oh my God, wait, that one. Okay, so 28:39, right before 28:39 is where I paused. Right before 28:39, that was a stunt double. It's not actually Eric. It's a stunt double. He did like a pratfall and like fell back, and he kicked my legs out from under me, and I actually ate it. And in the actual audio of that take, you hear everyone in the venue scream like, "What, Colleen!" Like, because you can't really tell in that shot, but like it was crazy, and I got so hurt. I want to rewind and watch it.
Angela
screams. You hear Angela in the actual take of it. You hear Angela like, ah! Like it's like it was insane. So yeah, those in that shot that I'm talking about, it's not Eric or Steve. It's the stunt doubles, and they accidentally kicked my feet out from underneath me. So I'm watching it again right now because it's funny. Yeah, oh my God, that hurts so bad. And I landed on my shoulder. I wonder why. So I pause at 28:43. So cue it up to 28:43 so we can all be together. Pushing play. No. As I understand that this is all too much for you. I'm glad you got to see it before you and Mom got too serious. Angela, so much.
That was a stunt double.
Yeah, the stunt double,
when
they're dangling off the stage, it's stunt doubles. It's not actually them. We did it for hours, you guys. We were slipping and sliding on that stage for hours and hours and hours. It was crazy. It was so fun. Shot at Patrick when Patrick is doing the confetti over us as we're like falling, and he's like, it's so funny. Bethany's deciding if she wants to break up with Keith. That's what's happening right now.
Remember you guys, there's another stunt double.
Yeah, another stunt double. Anytime they're dangling off the stage, it's a stunt double.
I remember you guys were looking for the right reaction of Emily for this. Because it's such a sensitive moment.
Yeah. Yeah, in the editing room. You were in the editing room that day. It took us a long time to find a hard one for us to like figure out, like in the writing room, and then even when on set, it was hard for us to like give the right direction, because all the other characters I know so well, but Emily was like the hardest one for me to figure out.
Emily likable, and if she's too sassy and mean to her mom, you don't like her, you know?
Yeah. But we don't want her to come across corny, so it was like, it's a really hard balance.
Nice balance.
So we're finishing all that jazz. Francesca's so pretty. It's crazy how hard it was to get her to look like a plain Jane. Like, she's the biggest, most beautiful brown eyes I've ever seen in my life. She's like a stunning human. Colors.
I love how it's a huge check for just $100.
I know. Those, and so I had to do the like thing over my knee. I only had 2 takes of that.
And Patrick was such. I mean, Eric is such in great shape. It was hard to make him.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that's a good story. Okay, so 30. I paused at 31:13. So Eric, I remember there's a day on set, we wanted him for the magic scene. We were talking about costumes for episode 6 when we did the magic scene. We're talking about the costumes, and we thought it would be funny if, you know, in magic, a lot of times the girl has to dress provocatively. And so we thought it'd be funny if Patrick was like, we turned the sexism around and we made like, Miranda was wearing like the full bedazzled magic suit, and her assistant Patrick was dressed provocatively. So we wanted him to wear just a vest, just a sparkly sequin vest. But the only way it would be funny to us is if he had like little tiny skinny chicken arms like mine, like sticking out of his vest. Cause like, you know, like maybe sometimes it's sexy if like a really bulky, really bulky guy is like wearing just a vest.
A male stripper.
Yeah, like a male stripper. So we wanted him to look mousy and gross. So I remember I barely knew Eric. Like, we were not very close. And I had to text him. And I was on set. He wasn't on set that day. And I had to text him and go, hey, I know this is awkward, but do you have good arms? How good is your body? Because we really want you to be in just a vest, and I'm hoping you have scrawny arms. And he was like, I mean, do you want me to show you? Or like, how do I answer this question? He was like, I don't know. I guess I'm sort of in shape. I don't really know how to answer that. Do you want to see? He was like, he's very willing to like try it, but he's in shape. Like, he's a healthy guy. And so his arms look good.
In this scene, that's why I just noticed he looks very muscly.
So he was supposed to, in this scene, his costume was just to be wearing the Wizard Quest shirt, or the Wizard Queen shirt is what we called it. He was supposed to just be wearing that, but when he had just the shirt on, you could see his arms. And so I was like, he can't wear this, and I like threw a fit, and I was like, we need to find something else. He can't wear this shirt, but it doesn't make sense for him to change his clothes. What can we do? Shirt to put on underneath his shirt to try to hide his arms a little bit, because we wanted Patrick to have scrawny arms, and Eric did not have scrawny arms. He has like nice arms. So in season 2, I'll call up Eric and be like, hey, don't work out at all, because in season 2 we need you to be scrawny McQueen. But okay, I'm pushing. It's 31:13, pushing play now. I forgot about that. That's why he's wearing that long sleeve shirt.
He does such good, but like his posture, he puts everything
he did a really good job about like
he hides it.
He hides like
pretty well.
You bashed in my face. We obviously, that was in 1 take because we could only do it once.
I remember this was the middle of the night too.
Yeah, this was the middle of the night. My mom was here.
Driving home, the sun was
the sun was rising. After the scene, we wrapped, and the sun was coming up as we drove home. It was the middle of the night.
One of my favorite moments in the whole show. This the whole family together.
The whole family in the van. So we're when Uncle Jim says, "Winners, we're all winners," and then it's me and Bethany. I love this scene. Bethany, she's so good in it.
Patrick's passed down.
Music, our composer is so amazing. I love this moment between Bethany and Miranda. I
love it too.
really wanted moments in the show that were like sweet, tender moments that showed like vulnerability with Miranda and that she has a heart and she's not completely a horrible person.
You can see in Bethany's eyes.
Yeah, that like
she just lost her boyfriend and she really liked.
Yeah, it's so good. She's does such a good job. I love this scene. It was important to me to have these moments of heart in the show, but without it being corny. Like it's really easy for things like that to become just corny. The episode's over, yay! It's so easy for tender moments like that to seem really corny and hokey. And writing there are a few moments that are like sweet moments in the show where I do feel like they kind of come across a little corny, but for the most part I feel like we did a pretty good job. Like that moment where it shows vulnerability and sweetness and selflessness from the characters kind of without any dialogue, which is really hard to do, and I feel like Angela did a really, really good job, and it was I really love that scene. So anyway, there we did it. We did episode 4. Yay! So I'm super stoked that we got to episode 4. For the rest of this month, I'm going to finish the season with you guys. We'll keep doing live streams and we'll finish. Eric said he would do an episode in the live stream. My dad wants to do episode 7 because he's in episode 7. Christopher wants to do more episodes with me. And I think Francesca is coming back to town for Christmas, so maybe she'll do another one with me. Maybe Angela will do one with me. I'll ask them. But yeah, anyway. That was episode 4. I hope you guys liked it. I wonder if you guys are even still watching. Look, you guys found the Snapchats of me like running around set in just my, hold on, this is me running around set in my shirt and no pants, like a crazy person. That's so funny. I can't believe you found that. Oh, it's Adam, of course. Queen Adam.
There's girls that keep on telling me to do Marina and Joyce things if I'm like about to die or that I need help.
Joyce?
Yeah, no, they keep on telling me to do Marina and Joyce things for a cry for help.
Why?
Because they think I'm in danger.
Right now?
Yeah.
Sure.
They think I'm Marina Joyce.
Finding old tweets. So this I tweeted out the day after we shot that scene. I insisted on doing my own stunts on set yesterday, and now look, my knees look like this. That's what my knees look like after shooting that scene, doing all that jazz. So you guys are now finding all these tweets I tweeted out back then.
Someone just sent me a naked picture of Eric, and they're like, scrawny arms, my ass.
What? Why is there a naked picture of Eric? God,
get the bag.
What is that?
I don't know, but I like it.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have scrawny arms. That's why we had to cover him up. What's that from? Why is he naked? Oh my God.
6-pack and everything. Goodness, girl.
What the heck? Okay, I'm looking at your tweets to see if there's any other questions I want to answer. Oh yeah, this is the video of me with no pants on in my trailer. So you could hear Francesca giggling. Okay.
Oh my God, everyone's freaking out. They're like, I'm packing my stuff to come save you, Kory. This Asian bitch is about to take flight to Los Angeles to come and save you. Hang in there.
Why are you being Marina Joyce? I don't get it.
They think that I'm kidnapped.
By me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Allie said, hi, I'm worried about Gus. Please make sure he's drinking water. Cats forget to drink water sometimes when they're distracted. Don't worry. Gus is spoiled rotten and drinks Fiji water every 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, because it doesn't fit my phone.
Pleasant fiction.
You're just seeing if there's any other questions I want to answer before I say goodbye. Oh my girl. I need to make dinner, y'all. Oh my God, now everyone's just doing pictures of Eric like naked.
What is that?
I don't know. You guys are making fun of my phone case. Get over yourselves. Okay, I need to make dinner. Will the music from Haters Back Up be on iTunes? I wish. I don't know. I'm gonna ask about it. Someone said Kory when he saw Eric's nickname. That's Kory. Oh my god. You guys are funny! You guys are so funny. You're wearing the jeans you ripped, aren't you? Yes, I am wearing the jeans I ripped. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna go.
Dinner.
Yeah, we're gonna make dinner and hang out. But I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching episode 4 with me. Thanks for continuing to watch the show and being patient. We are all patiently awaiting, hopefully hearing if we get a season 2. And if not, that's cool too. There's so many other fun things that we can do together with Miranda and with my career. Maybe I'll write a movie. Maybe I'll write a book. Who knows? But thanks for being patient, watching my show, and rewatching my show, and keep rewatching my show, and keep tweeting about the show, and keep writing good reviews about the show, because the more Netflix sees that you guys like it, the more likely it is maybe that they'll, I don't know. So yeah, but thanks for watching, and I love you guys so much, and I will hopefully be doing episode 5 very, very soon, maybe with Eric, maybe with Franny, maybe with Angela, who knows. I'm trying to find another cast member to watch it with, but I love you guys, and we're gonna make dinner, and I love you, and goodbye. Okay, bye.